Thousands of people lost power during the Arctic outbreak back in February, and they don't want that to happen again. So a lot of folks have been telling me that they either bought or are going to buy a generator. But that comes with some safety concerns. So we came here to Longview to talk to Fire Marshal Kevin May about the do's and don'ts of generator safety. Kevin, what are some of those do's and don'ts?
So just some of the things that we like to educate people on is make sure that your generator is 10 to 15 feet away from your house. You have always got to keep the generators outside. You don't want to bring it into your garage. You don't want to put it into a room. This goes for your common gas grill. Anything like that that's going to produce carbon monoxide, you always want to keep it on the outside of your house. It's very important that your exhaust be facing away from your structure. We don't want that exhaust to be pointed towards a door or a window because you don't want to get carbon monoxide into your house. We know it's odorless, we know it's colorless, and it can get in there, and before you know it, you start feeling the effects of it. You get headaches, you get nauseated, you'll get the cherry red skin. So know your generator, know how to position it. Another thing that's real common is they'll try to fuel their generator either while it's running or they'll try to fuel it right after it runs out of gas. So you need to let this thing cool off, because if you spill that gas and it gets on that hot muffler, you could have a flash fire occur. It would be good practice to start your generator maybe once a month just to make sure that it's ready. When you move your fuel switch to the on position, give it just a second so that way the gas can flow into the carburetor. You'll take your ignition switch and move it into the run, and then you would start your generator. When you're through using your generator, go ahead and turn your gas off and let it run out of gas in the carburetor, so that way you don't have the moisture build up in it. So if you have one that operates off of a battery, make sure that your battery stays charged. Make sure it doesn't have any corrosion on the terminals.
We covered do's and don'ts, but Kevin, what about some misconceptions about generators?
Yeah, so one of the things that I want to emphasize is you should never plug your generator into your house. A lot of people think you can just take an extension cord, plug it in here, plug it into a wall outlet, and you'll have electricity through your house. It's very dangerous because it could backfeed through the system and it could actually get some electrical shock.
Okay, Kevin, so we've used our generator and it's time to put it away, but how soon can we put it away?
So you do want to wait until the generator cools down, because you don't want to store your generator with anything being hot on it. So let it sit 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, and then go ahead and put it away safely.
Kevin May, Fire Marshal with the Longview Fire Department, thank you for those tips. We think and hope that those tips will keep everyone safe if you lose power this winter. One more thing about generators, you should probably get your name on a list, as supplies could be short. But what we know everyone has in their home is a hot water heater. And when temperatures dip below freezing, there can be all kinds of problems. Colleen Campbell's here now to talk about those problems that people faced last year.
Hey, Brett, yeah, when temperatures took a plummet, we really had a domino effect here. People lost electricity and the water stopped running. One costly bill many East Texans had to face was a repair or restoration of their hot water heaters after being damaged during the freeze.
The below zero temperatures and the power outages, you have to have power for the tankless water heater to operate, some form of power. The conventional style water heater, the good thing about it is it doesn't require any power. It runs off of a thermocouple. There
are several types of hot water heaters, but the two most common in East Texas households would be the conventional tank water heater or the tankless water heater, and both can freeze if water is left inside.
Tank is insulated, but after a long period of time, even an insulated tank, again, like last year, the tank could rupture. You know, as it freezes and expands, something's got to give.
According to the pros, most people turn to tankless for efficiency. Unlike the conventional storage tank, the water heats instantaneously by moving through a heat exchanger within the unit, but below zero cold can stop that too.
Copper expands and it'll rupture inside that exchanger and start spraying water inside the unit.
So how could you prevent these problems?
Just some basic insulation you could wrap around the piping system inside.
You can also wrap the exposed piping on the conventional tanks located on the top of the unit. And don't forget the connecting faucets. If you're experiencing a power outage,
there are battery backup systems now for tankless water heaters that'll give you a little bit of time for that tankless to still operate. We have backup generators, of course, and they're getting real popular now.
And if you're not expecting the power to return soon, there is a third option.
Call your local plumber, because he can turn it off and drain the unit, save the unit. There are precautions you can take.
We're not out of the woods yet. We have a long way to go in winter.